So, in the last couple of weeks, I think about 3, 4 weeks, I've been arch hopping distros again. Why? Well, I don't know. I suppose I just got a bit bored. And hey, who doesn't want to spend their time hopping distros instead of actually using their machine? So, in recent times, I've went through Xero, and then I've used the Arch based Manjaro, which is not Arch, but Arch based or Arch type. I used Endeavor, I used Storm, I used Heck. There's a bunch of videos, and even Pure Arch. And I can honestly tell you what I have found with using all of them. My absolute favorite has got to be Xero Linux by far. Now, I know Xero Linux comes from Arca Linux and it's rebased and you know it has a lot of eye candy, but not only does Xero Linux's eye candy look great. I mean, your different option with rices. Of course, if you change your rice, you would lose some of your default KDE settings. But I generally find the Xero Linux repos pretty decent, being pretty reliable. Um, I really appreciate the extra work that the dev did when it comes to NVIDIA drivers, especially if you're someone like me and uh, you have NVIDIA and Optimus laptop. Uh, this is one of the few distros where it works pretty much well out of the box and allows one to customize whether you want to use Optimus Manager or if you want to use Prime Renderer. Uh, and of course, what's really nice to see is it's continuously updated. You can even see more project announcements going on here. I mean, even now, even though this Xero Linux only uses KD Plasma, uh, and I really like that because I think it allows them to focus rather do one desktop environment and do it properly than have hundreds of them and do a semi okay job there. But what's nice is the Arch Linux tweak tool is coming. So basically, that's from Arca, and that will allow you to change your desktop environments. If you want to use Xero Linux, but you don't want to use KDE, you'll be able to do that. Um, of course, they've also removed the Arca Linux repos to their own. You don't really want so many different repos going on, and now working on stability and consistency over features. Absolutely great move, and you can definitely uh, feel that in the distro. I've had no issues with it since installing it. No monthly distros will be released quarterly. Um, okay, cool. That's up to them. Quarterly, personally, I think might be a bit of a long delay when it comes to a rolling release, but I'm sure the maintainer has their own reason for that. So I'm not going to complain there. And great, even on the forums, really interactive, really helpful with the community. So great to see it. And what's really great as well is I find that the customer customer the ability to customize. There we go. Um, removing if you need to remove a repo, add a repo. Some distros make it so baked in that you can't remove certain pieces of software as easy, or they bloat up the system. Here, I haven't had anything like that. Pretty much, I've just been able to install it and then just use my own script to install my additional software and had little to no problems with it. Speed wise, memory usage wise, been great. I mean, on average, I find idles at about 1.5 gigs, which is great. Bearing in mind this is KDE, and KDE in recent times is really memory efficient. In fact, so much so that I actually found when I tried using XFCE from another distro, I think it was Garuda, I can't remember, it was using almost 3 gigs of memory. So even far more than Xero Linux. Um, so yeah, my advice is, if you're getting to a point now with you want more stability and you want something that is Arch, closer to Arch, doesn't hold back updates. So it's not a Manjaro. I've nothing against Manjaro. It's just, of course, generally they will hold back their repos for about 2 weeks. That's just what they do. And you want something that has some extra eye candy, but doesn't necessarily slow your machine down and doesn't have as much additional stuff as Garuda does. Again, I also think Garuda is a fantastic OS. I think really your halfway point and your halfway mark that's balanced and decent is for me Zero Linux by far. So yeah, definitely my desktop of choice. I don't plan to really move away from it again. So yeah, Zero Linux team, thank you for a great OS. And yeah, anyone else, if you have comments, questions, queries, perhaps it's another distro you prefer even more, please get in touch and let us know in the comments. Bye for now.